Boom! What's going on, guys? Welcome into your energy news beat here on this gorgeous Thursday, January 14th, 2021. As always, I am your humble correspondent, Michael Tanner, coming to you from an undisclosed location here in Denver, Colorado, joined by the executive producer of the show, the purveyor of the show, and the director and publisher of the world's greatest website, EnergyNewsBeat.com, Stuart Turley. How you doing today?
It's a beautiful neighborhood, and we are flying around the world again.
Yeah, holy smokes. As always, Stu's going to take us on a trip. You can check all that and a bag of chips out on a rundown to my left here. But first, guys, just subscribe to the Energy News Beat in all sorts of ways. First, the YouTube channel. Hit that notification buttons. Best way to stay up to date on all of our live daily shows. Second, go to the world's greatest website, EnergyNewsBeat.com. Sign up for our one-click notification. This is it's basically a free news terminal. I'm telling you. I tried to make this as if, because I only use the Bloomberg terminal really for the news feed. I like the data in there. Don't get me wrong. If you need data, I'm not saying Energy Newsbeat has that. But if you're looking for a real-time, highly good, that's not even highly good. I was trying, highly specific news feed in the energy business, guys, one-click notifications, drop it. I promise you it's the best decision you make. You can check that out. Little bell in the bottom corner. Also, subscribe to our Twitter channel. Stu usually throws out some of our best articles that we usually get, whether it's contributors or stuff we find. So it's a great follow. All of that via @EnergyNewsBeat. Let's just dive into the markets here quickly. Top line numbers were choppy. SPY was only up 1/10 of a percentage point. Nasdaq's down about 1/10 of a percentage point. Now it's about now it's about 1/2 percentage point. Dow Jones trading pretty much flat. There's two sentiments right now. First one is new stimulus. It looks like the Biden administration is going to come out, whether it's this afternoon. Still we've got a little bit time left on that Eastern time. So it's probably going to be tomorrow or Monday. Looks like it's going to be $2 trillion, which is in stimulus. It's going to be an increase of about $2,000 checks. So if you got the $1,200, if you got the $600, you're probably getting another $2,000. Well, it'll probably be $1,200 because they're going to do the increase. They're going to say if you got the $600, we're giving you $2,000 retroactively. So it's probably going to be $1,200 or I don't know what that math works like. 18. Math was never my strong suit. I've had to do more math in the last 2 days than I've had in 4 years, and it's been brutal, Stu. You think you think I can't spell when I send you emails? You should see my notebooks I've been doing. Brutal. But that's a side point. So that's really what we're looking at. It's going to be about $2,000 checks. On the other side, weekly jobless claims. So this is, that's kind of the bull case. $2 trillion is stimulus. Looks like there's going to be new with the PPE. The other side of it was jobless claims on the data side. 965 filed for first-time unemployment insurance, up higher than the 800,000 new claims, according to economists like me at Dow Jones. We're always getting this stuff wrong. Whew. So that's what's really that's this, that's the bull and the bear side right there for what people are seeing on the market with right now. The quote from Adam Crisafulli of Vital Knowledge, he said this in a note this morning: stocks are extending their gains thanks to ongoing stability in the three pillars: stimulus, vaccines, and earnings. But that $2 trillion stimulus number is about in line with expectations, and investors need to watch yields very closely. 10-year benchmark, just to give you guys an idea, 1.1 percentage points after hitting 1.18% earlier in the week. The decline came as the Federal Reserve officials noted that monetary policy will remain easy for the foreseeable future. Jay Powell came out, was on CNBC today, basically said we're not going to raise rates even if we see inflation, because that's what happens. The Fed is charged with fighting unemployment and inflation. And how do you fight inflation? Well, you raise rates. You make it more expensive to borrow money. Jay Powell came out today and said, we're not going to do that in the face. They're not afraid of higher of inflation, which I see you shaking your head. Hey, I'm just reading the data, Stu. Don't get started with me here. I'm just reading the news. So all that is to say, extremely choppy day on the markets that lead to pretty much flat. Moving over now into the crude oil markets. Holy smokes, guys. Energy has done very well as we start the year. It's the biggest mover in the out of our select sector index of the SPY. Crude oil, though, 53.64. That's up 1.5 percentage points on the day. Back into the curve, 51.70. That's about 3/4 of a percentage point. Really bullish factors, guys. As vaccine news comes out, Johnson & Johnson looks like they're going to be releasing one right now. As more bullish vaccine news comes out, it's going to drive crude oil prices up, mostly because that's tied directly to demand coming back online. On the natural gas side, 2.5% drop down to $2.67. 134 BCF draw, which was in line with expectations, but really we're looking at a weather trade right now. Extremely warm December. It was supposed to be cold this week, but it turned out not to be. I mean, it's really hot outside today. I was able to go take my dog on a walk. Only needed a hoodie. Was able to take the shorts. So that, to give you an idea, that's the official weather report here. Pink. That's how we do our weather report, whether or not I either need a hoodie, jacket, or shorts. Like I said, natural gas prices, $2.67 for the front end. Back end of the curve, $2.89. XOP, which are E&P securities contract, 71.95, up 3.5 percentage points. Continue to hog along. OIH Oilfield Services, 5 percentage points, 187.81. To the moon! Let's see here. Equities on the downside. Ring Energy, not a good day, down 2.5 percentage points. They've been a big gainer recently. Vista Oil and Gas, they're down 3.25 percentage points. My goodness, Michael. SM down 4 percentage points. New Concept Energy down 4.5. Let's go take a look on the upside here. Crescent Point up 9 percentage points. Centennial Resources Development back from the dead, 10% on the upside. PBF Energy, they're up 13 percentage points, and Sandridge up 17 percentage points. Stu, internationally, we're ready to go. What's on the news desk for you today?
Oh, my goodness. How do I follow up on that one? Okay, here's our first one. We're flying to Egypt, okay?
Woo!
I got my friends over at Geopolitical Futures. Remember I did an interview with George Friedman? Absolutely outstanding group over there. Ethiopia's decision, they're building a dam on the Blue Nile, and there's 90% of Egypt's population is on the Nile, and this is going to make them beholden to Ethiopia because they can go, you got water? You don't got water. You got water? You don't got water. And it's going to be really interesting because now Egypt has nobody that wants to play in the sandbox with them to try to make Ethiopia play by this one. So excellent article by the folks over at Geopolitical, and watch that dam. Watch the dam on the river. Yeah, there you go. Okay, here we go. We got another one. Have you ever heard of spoofing, Michael?
Yes.
Okay, this is kind of funny.
Spoofing is actually illegal. Now, it's hard to prove, but if you've ever traded crude oil futures, you know that the way to do it is trade order flow. You don't actually trade price action, you trade order flow. Oh my goodness, you know how many times you'll see a nice fat order of 2,000 drop on the sell side about 10 cents below, and you're thinking, oh bad, it's going to go down. The next thing you know, those 2,000 contracts are pulled. That's called spoofing the market. It's technically illegal, hard to prove.
Cool. We got a new meaning on that. It's going to be another meaning. Here is a ship that was decommissioned in 2018. Let me read you the headline. A Pacific island tells the nation of Venezuela that oil tanker ain't ours. So the Palu tanker is one that was spoofing out in the middle of right off of Venezuela. And they think it is registered to Korea. Actually, the ship tracker Windward Limited. So this thing's going around selling Venezuelan feud, and they have 13 vessels that appeared as broken up earlier, that they're out spoofing around shipping Venezuelan crude outside of the OPEC. Not a bad little gig there, man.
That's not bad at all.
We need to get our tanker back, and we could do some spoofing on our own.
Yeah, no kidding. We're in the market for a tanker. We just got to find someone who's willing to sell us one.
Well, we got to find one. Okay, here we are with our buddies at Total again. And this time it's almost U.S. news. This one is they're developing, our buddies over in Back to the Future, you're going to laugh at me if I can't even pronounce this anymore. We were talking earlier, and I can't even say gigawatts anymore. It's 1.6
gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts.
So here they are. Total and 174 Power Global is a wholly owned subsidiary of Hanwha Group affiliate, 50-50 joint venture, and it's going to be all over the U.S. Here we are, our fine graphics department, all over the U.S. Pretty darn cool, doing all that solar and everything else. So moving right along, here we are. We got some fun, Michael. All right, Goldman Sachs. You ready?
Yeah.
Goldman Sachs. All right. Remember you and I have been talking nat gas all this time, right? What number did I say I hit?
You said 320.
Okay, great. And you've been beating me up ever since.
I've not been beating you up. I've been beating everybody who told me natural gas was going to be 450.
No. Now you're letting me off. No, you're not letting me off the hook. Goldman Sachs came out right now, and they flipped from bear to bull on nat gas. Now, there's a couple of reasons, and they even threw charts. Michael, they threw charts for your master's class. I mean,
charts, Stu.
Okay.
There's charts. What? Goldman Sachs used a chart?
Oh, my goodness. Now, here's the one that's funny. Greenpeace and climate change. Colder weather in Japan and Europe are some of the reasons, and they think that the power, lack of everything else, and they're coming down to 325 as their target number. They've been listening to our show, Michael. They're in line with us. Goldman Sachs, heard it here second.
Yeah, this is free research, people. They charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for this research, and we give it to you free here. So talk about a value prop, people. But I'm just glad they're using charts. I was nervous. They were just kind of, So anything else, Stu?
No, I'm tired.
Yeah, no, it's a great day. Thank you for that. As always, guys, International News Desk, courtesy of the world's greatest website, EnergyNewsBeat.com. The U.S. energy side, couple things. We've got the numbers from Chesapeake's bankruptcy. I know we ran this 2 days ago, but they're finally out of bankruptcy, and here's the numbers here. They're going to leave with a debt. They're reducing their debt by $7 billion, $1.9 billion in total debt, enterprise value of about $3 billion, so they will come back as a billion-dollar company, $650 million in revolver credit, and get this, people, they will have about $300 million of total liquidity. They were able to get rid of about $1.6 billion in pipeline commitments as part of this restructuring approved by the boss. So equity, first lien debt holders get about 76%. Second tier get 12%. Then the rest of that 13% rolls out to the third lien. So equity holders get shot here. I could have told you that 6 months ago, but it's all right. I can't help think of the GIF. I wish we could slide it in of the guy just opening up the casket and rising from the dead. They're back, people. And if there's anybody who is going to take advantage of the bullish sentiment on natural gas, it's going to be these guys. I'm shocked their management's the same. I'm shocked.
No.
But hey, at the end of the day, it just comes down to how good are you at convincing the other people you know what you're doing. And Doug Lawler don't got to convince me and you. He got to convince like 6 people. So it's not as hard of a task as you think, even though what we're about to cover with Kimmeridge is unbelievable. But we'll run back, as I mentioned, natural gas inventories, 134 BCF. Kind of some of the top line numbers just to give you an idea of where these draws are coming from. Big draws out of the East, Midwest, and South Central. Mountain actually saw a build, so where we are, we actually had a little build in natural gas, which makes sense. It's been really hot here, which is a little different than usually this time of year. Mountains are still getting good snow, though. I'm still trying to wait till that Friday to sneak up and get some snow. So I'm already working on the tech so I can take one of these while I'm on the slopes. That would be cool. I'll just have to ring in. I teased the Kimmeridge story. If you followed us from our old gig, we were big on this story when it happened. Kimmeridge finally, if you guys remember, about 4 months ago, Kimmeridge releases basically a short position against 3 companies. One of them being Ovitin, or as we like to say, the artist formerly known as Encana. And they basically laid out a position in which they're becoming an activist investor. Now they don't necessarily they're not an activist investor as a group. They're a hedge fund, and they're an investment company that has an activist component. They're full activists right now. They launched today a new website, fixovinton.com. Gotta love it. And their presentation is titled Ovinton, A Track Record of Value Destruction. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Total shareholder return negative 84.8% since the current CEO joined in 2013. A net debt increase of 53%, and the CEO was awarded $75 million in compensation over the same period. CEO and the Ovinton board own less than 0.2% of the shares outstanding. Stu, you got to hear this quote from Mark Viviano, managing partner and head of public equities over at Kimbridge. This is a quote, Stu. Okay, you sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
As a long-standing investor in E&P sector, I have witnessed the continued deterioration of investor sentiment towards Ovinton. Given the quality of the asset base, this company should not have been one of the worst performing E&Ps over the past 7 years. However, Ovinton is emblematic of everything that is wrong with the U.S. shale industry, and reasons for underperformance are clear. Unchecked decision-making, overseen by a board with insignificant equity ownership and inadequate experience, is a prescription for failure. They identify 3 things they want to do: failure of capital allocation, failure of governance, failure of environmental stewardship. Holy smokes, Stu. You can read the entire report at fixovinton.com. This is a grenade into Ovinton. I mean, their headquarters are just down the street from me, Stu. I could be an inside man for them. Holy smokes. I read this presentation about, I've had the lucky chance of me and Stu have actually chatted with Kimbridge in the past, which is really cool. And I love their philosophy. Their philosophy is there's nothing. It's obvious. The fact that nobody said this just means the fact that they're the first company to have to come out in January 2021 and say something like this is also what's emblematic with the U.S. shale industry. And that's why I think this is really awesome. Stu, any thoughts on that, Stu? What do you got after that quote?
I'm so tickled that you're just rolling on it. I'm sorry. All I could think of instead of fix, we need to do neuter.
Yeah.
Get rid of the management. Holy cow! How do I get that job for $75 million and I actually do poor performance? Oh, that would be a politician.
Oh.
Ooh. Let's see.
Hey, at least they have term limits. At least they have term limits.
Politician, shale, oil and gas.
And because when you read their position is they've got spots, they've got acreage in the Permian, they have acreage in the Montney, which is considered the Canadian Permian. They shouldn't be this bad, but the fact that they are, this lights into it. This is a fun read at night, after work, when you're feeling a little down. Just read Ovinton. You could be Ovinton.
You could. Hey,
you used to like, oh well, Mom, I could be drinking tonight. You miss curfew. You tell your mom, well, I could have been doing cocaine. This is like if you're a bad CEO, you could be like, well, at least I'm not Ovinton. That's how it is. That's the analogy I describe it as. Stu, we miss anything today?
No, but we had way too much fun today.
We are having way too much fun. And with that, guys, we're going to let you get out of here, get back to work, finish up your day. Thank you for checking us out on the world's greatest live daily show, Energy Newsbeat, via the world's greatest website, energynewsbeat.com. For Stuart Turley, I'm Michael Tanner. We will see you tomorrow on the Energy Beat.